Stephanie Bain. I have a books. I'm a book fan. There's so many books. Hello everyone, Stephanie here. Today's video is going to be a book haul. I received some books. I bought a couple new releases. I bought 2 books I shouldn't have. In no particular order. You guys knew I was going to really break my book buying ban at some point or another this year. I've done so well. I've unhauled a lot of books that I've tried reading and I didn't care about. And I haven't been slumpy, but I'm still a little bit hungover from Now I Rise. I haven't been reading this month. I'm just going to show you. The first book I'm going to show you is one of the ones that broke my book buying ban, and that is House of Furies by Madeline Rowe. She wrote the Asylum. Yeah, she wrote the Asylum series, which I read the first book too. I really enjoyed the first book, and I have the prequel for it. I do want to eventually buy the rest of the books for that series. It's just such a fun, easy series to get into. But this one is about a woman who was in a boarding school where, as they say, punishment was the lesson of the day. She ends up going to a boarding house. She wasn't at a boarding school, or was she? Yeah, she was in a boarding school, and then she goes to a boarding house to be a maid. But, the house has, its own weird justice system in terms of, those who are far from being saved will, they execute their own punishment for them. And, it has photos and stuff, if I'm correct, her other stuff. I don't know if it actually has photos. It has little drawings. I don't know. I think she's easy to get into, and I'm starting to get into the mood where, Halloween is a little less, it's 4 months away, and I'm just really into YA, horror, thriller, mystery. It's getting to that time, okay? Then I have one here from Simon & Schuster. This is one of 5 books that they talked to me about, and all of them sounded really great. So I was like, whichever one you send my way, I'll be happy with, literally. So and this is by Atria Books, an imprint of Simon & Schuster, and they sent me The Diplomat's Daughter, which is by Karen Tanabe, and this is a captivating and informed tale of 3 young people divided by the horrors of World War II and their journey back to one another. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm really excited. Oh, I'm so excited, and that is such a gorgeous cover. So thank you so much to Atria Books. I cannot wait to dive into this one. I bought a ridiculous, I really shouldn't have, but I couldn't help it. It was really cheap at Half Price Books when I went in the beginning of June to visit my best friend who lives out in Texas, where they have Half Price Books, so I couldn't help it. I bought And I Darken, the paperback version, so this is now my 3rd physical copy of And I Darken, and this is actually the one that I read this month. I love paperbacks, and this is such a buttery soft cover. You guys know I'm obsessed with this. It's a loose retelling of Vlad the Impaler, where Vlad is Leda, and the sequel just came out on the 27th of June. I already read it. I loved it. I'll leave my reviews for both of these down below if you haven't heard me talk about them a million times already. Also, while I was at Half Price Books, I honestly could not leave this, and I got Junie B. Jones is a Party Animal by Barbara Park. I had just talked about Junie B. Jones, and I loved these books when I was a kid, and they had it there for $2. I grabbed it. And I fucking ran with this shit. I was like, yeah, I need you. I really do. And I also received 2 other review books, and this is by the publishing house Glagoslav Publications. This is all translated works, if I'm correct. But the first one I have here is The Investigator, which is set in the Soviet Ukraine in the early 1950s. And it's about a young woman who is murdered in typical Soviet town. In the spirit of the area, everyone is a suspect. And the investigator of the title sets out to solve the crime, a former intelligence officer who seeks to embody the ideals of the young Soviet Union. He introduces the reader to a polyphony of alternative voices that, together with his own, weave the unique fabric of the striking novel. I'm very excited. The author is a Russian Jewish author. born in Chernigov, Ukraine. And the other one that they sent me is 1-2 by Igor Elisiv, and this is about two conjoined twins in the, where was it? It doesn't say. It just says that are born at the social worldviews, and it's just about them being separated and coming to terms with like the humiliation and stuff and how people are towards them. So I am extremely excited. First off though, can I say these covers are stunning. I love these abstract like covers. I think they are effing gorgeous. I really can't wait to get my hands into these. I've been waiting a little, but very excited about these. Now I only have 3 books. I went to Barnes & Noble. I bought 3 books. 2 of them were actually on, hold on, let me take them out. 2 of the 3 were actually on my most anticipated books of the year. One of these should be very obvious. And then one of them, people just keep talking about it. I read what the book was about and I was like, yes, I need you in my life. So the first obvious one would be Now I Rise by Kirsten White. The beautiful hardcover edition. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I love this book so much. Second book I have here is Midnight Jewel, the sequel to The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. If you don't know, The Glittering Court is a book set in a world where there's a girl, Adelaide, who has money, but like she's like kind of like important, but she doesn't want to be in this arranged marriage or whatever, so she leaves off, pretends to be her maid to get put into the Glittering Court, which is where women of lower classes or that don't have like titles or anything like that, no money, can be put into the Glittering Court. They are educated, taught etiquette, and then they are taken pretty much over the seas to the Newfoundland, which would be America, you know, back in the day. And they're sold off to husbands, and they have now a stature, they have money, you know, stuff like that. But this is the sequel, and this is following Mira. So I'm really excited about this because the first one followed Adelaide, this follows Mira, and the third book, I forgot the other girl's name, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm super pumped because I really did enjoy book 1. It was just so fast-paced and such an adventure of a novel. And the last one I got was One of Us is Lying by, what's your name? Karen M. McKennis. It's about 5 teenagers. You have your jock, your beauty, your nerd, the brain, the beauty, the criminal, the athlete, and the outcast, and the guy who runs the like gossip column for his school ends up like getting murdered, and apparently he was supposed to be like uploading something. All of this is in the inner flat, by the way. He was gonna be ousting some secrets or dirt on all of those other people. So now it's like, wait, you guys all went into detention. He ends up dead. Which one of you did it? So I'm really excited about this. People have been talking about it, the buzz. And I'm not saying there's like a bunch of hype. It's just a lot of people have been hauling it, or I've just been seeing it. I had to pick it up. I really had to. Again, I'm getting into that mood where I want YA mystery thrillers all the time. I really do. I read so many last year, I feel. And I'm just super pumped. So those are the books I received and purchased this month. I'm really excited because like 2 more weeks, I think, until The Merciless 3 comes out. And I'm just so excited because I love Danielle Vega. I love her writing. I love her stories. I wish she had like 5 million other books so I could read them all for the next few months. But that's my haul. What came out this month that you guys were excited about. What comes out in July that you guys are excited about. There was still a lot of other books I wanted to purchase the day that I went to Barnes & Noble. Because a decent amount of books came out on the 27th. But I chose, and I'm done. So that's my haul. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.